site didn't want them shifted to where we had thought and tucked into the trees off the site. And I accepted that there. They also looked at other sites, and our staff had looked at other sites. And a very strong message came from this to that the tidy up should take place of the old toilets. Security has always been a concern for us there, and over the last few months there have been 2 quite serious assaults with people at those toilets. I did promise also to these ones that we went back there, and you'll see in the recommendation that going back there, security is stepped up, trees and shrubs being trimmed, removed, so that it could take place. The RSA, and I think Councillor wish to report, we had a good meeting with the RSA, we had a good meeting with Pride and Putaruru. There was some confusion around it, and we recognise that consultation and communication has to be improved. And we said to the RSA, yes, we don't want them there. They accepted the petition, and we will move them. The Pride and Putaruru said, well, we've always talked a long time about that. Let's have a firm consultation with them, the new toilets, on both design, siting, cost, and what it would be in terms of renovation toilets in Putaruru. And so that is the recommendation. Since then, that both there has been feedback quite strong coming back that the shape of those toilets is not what they want. They want better toilets than that in Putaruru. Any comments? Councillor Sherry.
Well, from the meeting with Pride and War with the RSA first and Putaruru, I got from the RSA that that they didn't like the sighting of them. Mr. Barth was reasonably happy if they were going to be moved. But talking afterwards, and after that petition, they are not happy with the toilets, where they are, but also the type of toilet as well. And then talking to Stuart Leeds at Pride and Putaruru, he said after the meeting that they would be happy for them, just reiterating what you're saying, for them to go. They don't want those toilets in Putaruru. And that they would be happy to look at the existing toilets to be tidied up in the meantime. But as you said, goes through a proper consultation process, well, not proper, but a consultation process where they are given 3 options maybe. We go out to the public with options, and they would be happy to assist us in the consultation. There was some confusion at that meeting though, because, and I think that's us, and we've got to get our stories straight as well, because we went out there, and I had, and it's written here that, and that was what I was saying, that if they'd been sighted anywhere else on the other side of the road, in the railway car park, it was going to be $50,000 to $70,000 dearer. And then you then came, and I've been talking about that, then you came out and said $30,000. And then, and it was because of the sewer was in the middle of Main Street, it was going to cost, it was 3 metres deep, and blah, blah, blah. But then, it wasn't that at all, it was water. So Stuart Leeds did pick me up on that and just said, if we're confused, what are they? And so they're actually losing a bit of trust, a bit of faith, because our stories are changing. So we need to actually, get from start the actual, and it's got to be right. Okay, so that was just what I picked up, because, yeah, now they think that, are we telling them the truth? And we're only telling them what we know and what we've been told. Okay, so that's my point. Yes, the Putaruru Toilets, I am fully in support of them moving from Putaruru, absolutely, because we've got the food court in Putaruru, in the post office, and that's being developed, and a food court needs toilets, which are totally aimed at tourists and passing traffic, etc. So I don't know how many toilets are going to be in there, but they would certainly cater for passing traffic, and it would encourage people to go into those businesses. So I would, yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up, because that's interesting. In all the discussion we've had in Putaruru, the role of the food court's actually never been there. There's actually, I think, either 10 or 12 toilets in the food court. buses which come into Putaruru couldn't park outside the Garden of Memories, and therefore they needed to park somewhere else, like the old place. But of course, Councillor Shaddix had put up that the food court is actually going to be aimed at tourists. And they're going to be looking at bringing the tourist buses to them. They don't want them parking down the road, and there will actually be either 10 or 12 toilets in there, and that, and I would hope Tarry people use them as well, but that's actually going to suddenly increase the number of toilets in Tarry dramatically without costs. And I think when we go out for consultation, talking that may well alter, if we talk the tourist area, how that may well affect, because they've been looking at buses. It's going, we need to factor that into our consultation. Any other comments? Councillor McMahon, you were there at the meeting.
Oh, yes, I was there, so I wasn't on the no, I've got nothing to add, I guess, until we start looking at resolution number 4.
Yeah.
So talking about the food court, at the moment we're saying we're going to have a future consultation with this one.
That's all. Yeah. Anyway, I just touched the Tarry councillors who were there. Councillor Edmeades.
The purpose of the report was petition from Stu Edmeades or directly by the Tarry.
Yes. Well, I don't. When you present a petition, you take the first name on the petition, and then the other says how petitions are proceeded. So he was the first name on the petition.
Right. And also, the toilet itself has a concrete pad underneath, block underneath.
It's all linked together. That'll just be lifted up.
Yeah. So everybody is aware that it's going to be lifted, because I think from the meeting, some of us felt that the pad was staying.
But the pad had to stay. There was no complaint by the pad, and it may not have to stay.
Yeah. So perhaps people better, they may have been in the pad.
If it does, the garden will just be used.
We need to tell them first.
You have to tell
It can't
them.
stay. We'll be able
No,
to.
but I think from the meeting, they think that
Yes,
Well,
yes, you're right.
If they were told if the pad had to stay, they were happy. If the pad goes, the gardens will be reinstituted. Yeah. All right. Anything further from the meeting? Anything else? Councillor Edmeades? Anything else from the meeting? Councillor Edmeades? No. All right. So, yeah. And as number 4 is the step. Can I move therefore the recommendations 1, 2, 3, and 5 be accepted? Moved by Councillor Van Rooyen, seconded by Councillor Nutt. All those in favour?
Aye.
Number 4 is where do they go? That discussion has taken sort of place about where or what or how. Really sort of there isn't a place in Surrey that was only getting, it was raised with the chair of the community board in Tirau, and they are looking at the toilet issue there and coming through, and in terms of development, particularly of their garden of memory, their garden space area, but that's a little bit of a way in which they were even talking on Tuesday night others. But you have then received a letter at the back from Heather Ryden of Sports Waikato, who was one of the major organisers of the NOW program, and the advantage that is presented there is we have no money. If we were looking at Darling Park, if we were looking anywhere else, there is no money in the budget, that the NOW program would be there. There has been suggestions for some time that the toilets be placed on the youth park to come through. Open the discussion now, please. Councillor McMahon.
Just through the chair, question for Roger. Just clarify something. Requires power.